Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Real Talk. Today's episode super important, super important. It's called Match the Sign. In this video, it's actually going to have the picture of 2 seasons ago, I believe it was, in a 150-yard stretch. All the fur on both my hands was caught in that 150-yard stretch. Some of the trails I had one set on, some I had two, some I had three, but it was based on what the sign was showing me to set. And I really felt like I didn't leave much fur on the table. I felt like I took every fur on those trails that night. Not saying I didn't miss something, but we did pretty good for the situation. So, what I want to go over is a few scenarios to help you understand, maybe some mistakes that I've made in the past, and some mistakes that I've seen other guys make, and see some good, situations as well. Okay, so we're gonna use a couple examples out of the game. There was a pond. I believe there was about 8 otter toilets. It was a friend of mine, and he sent me a thing, and he put in 2 sets. Okay, so the otter toilets were beat up. Their fish scales, they're scat everywhere. Um, and he put in 2 sets. He then messaged me. I got 2 really good sets in. Well, that like I told him, I'm like, even if there only are 2 otter, you've got to factor in that you could miss. And so for that scenario, I would have recommended putting in, I don't know, 10 sets. Um, I don't know how many traps do you got, right? How big area you running. That time he was just focused on that pond for that otter, so I would at least put in 8 to 10 sets. I don't know how many otter were there, but surely more than two. There could have just been two, but again, we miss. So that's a scenario. Like I said, I would have done 8 to 10 sets personally. Here's another one. Back when I was younger, I used to run a lot of single set scenarios, and then when I started gang setting more often, based on I didn't apply it to the amount of sign I was seeing at first. So, um, the soybeans cut fields, right? Already, soybeans already taken out. A weak trail. I think I put 3 sets on that trail. Yeah, that didn't pay off, and I didn't have the traps to back the area that I was running, so I literally put 3 sets on a weak trail, and it didn't do very well for me. Now, with the knowledge I have now, maybe that trail's still worth setting. Yeah, looking back, it probably was. I would have probably done 1 set, and that way I could utilize my gang setting and traps at better trails in that area. Okay, so you've seen two kind of weak opportunities where maybe it wasn't utilized correctly. One with me, one with a friend. Now, let's do one more. Coyotes. All right, so there was this field edge, and I bet you I seen probably 8 to 10 piles of coyote scat, right? Like, and I put in 2 sets. This was years ago. Hindsight, I don't know. It was a great location. There was a good amount of sign. I felt like maybe I should put in 3 or 4 sets. A lot of times, um, you've got to judge based on the sign you're seeing. I did catch a couple coyotes there. I think I could have caught more if I'd have done 3 or 4 sets, just a few varieties, styles, sets besides just the standard dirt hole each time. I don't know, but I definitely know. Hindsight, I would have probably put in another set or two. Okay, so there's some scenarios where it may be lacking. Then here's a scenario where it's fantastic, and besides the opening one, there was this trail, it was corn to corn on each side of the road, culvert going through, um, brush on one side, pond on the other. Okay, I put in, I think I put in 4 sets. One day I pulled 2 otter. Um, Another day I pulled 3 raccoon. I don't know. List goes on and on. It was a really good spot. I had it set up for I think like 2 weeks because I was in the area, and it was it was just a good spot. So, anyways, that is a situation where I utilized the traps a little better. You've got to keep it in mind when you're doing this, when you're out there. How many traps do I have? How good is the sign? And then you've got to make your own opinion based on those two things. Okay. Um, but if you utilize this information and apply it to your system, I feel like you can take your catches and even possibly double or triple them, especially if you're just setting one set at each location. Um, this is something that can take you from just a very ground level trapper to the next level. It sure helped me out a lot. And again, there's always room for improvement. Even though I've been doing this for a long, long time, I can still learn every year, and I can still utilize my traps better and be more effective all the way around. So, guys, I feel like this is a very good video. I feel like the information's really there, and I think maybe even hearing some of those scenarios is going to put you in the right mindset to catch more fur or use your traps to the fullest ability. So that's all I got for you guys. Today's episode of Real Talk's very important. I hope it puts more fur in your trap. I appreciate each and every one of you. So tie chains out there, guys, and we'll see you on the next one.